See, those who are in class, please copy down the question. The second problem of root locus. Are you taking down the problem? See, please don't sit sleepy. Are you taking down the problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Today I will be solving each and every step in the graph sheet too. So better have graph sheets with you, all of you. Those who are joined already, please take down the problem statement. Okay, we'll begin the class. Alright, the problem statement says that you are to sketch the root locus of the unity feedback system whose open loop transfer function. Shall I move on to the next page? Have you taken down the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is your given open loop transfer function. G of s is equal to k divided by s into s squared plus 6s plus 10. Okay. So already we have discussed in the earlier classes what are the various steps that are involved for drawing the root locus. So tell me what is your first step in drawing or constructing a root locus? What is your first step? That is also displayed in the screen, no?
Ma'am, find the location of poles and zeros.
Yes, you are to locate the poles and zeros. In order to do that, first thing is you need to identify the number of poles, number of zeros, and what are the various poles and zeros, how many root locus branches will you be having depending upon the number that you are having. So that we will try to do. So what is your open loop transfer function? Have you taken down? G of s,
Yes, ma'am.
all are copied. What is your G of s? This question you take it down. For this problem you are to draw the root locus.
Yes,
First
ma'am.
step is location of poles and zeros. So what are the poles and what are the zeros that you are having for this particular system? You know zeros are the roots of the numerator polynomial. So this is your numerator polynomial. So what are the roots here that are available? Is there any numerator polynomial?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No. Only this is the open loop gain that you are having. So no numerator polynomial is available. So what is your zero? Zeros are nil. Okay, zeros are zero. So n or m will be equal to zero. What is the notation that represents number of zeros?
M is equal to 0.
Yes, m is equal to 0. So if you look to the denominator polynomial, how many roots are you having?
3.
Three roots. Okay, denominator polynomial, you are having three roots. So n represents your number of poles, that will be equivalent to 3. So total number of root locus branches will be equivalent to this number. So 3 number of root locus branches you have to draw in your graph sheet. So what are the various poles that you are having? Find out and tell me. What are the roots here for this denominator polynomial? One root is located at the origin at 0 point, that is given by this s factor. The remaining two roots will be found out by using the quadratic equation. So finding the roots of the quadratic equation, what will be the formula that we will be using? Minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Use that formula or your calculator and tell me what are the two other roots.
Minus 3 plus 2y or minus 3 minus 2.
All have obtained the roots. All the others also. Have you got the roots? If you refer to this OLTF, this is your numerator which does not have a numerator polynomial, so your m will be equivalent to 0, no zeros. If you look to the denominator polynomial, you are having three number of roots, so m is equal to 3, that is, n is equal to 3, that is your number of poles. One pole is located at origin, remaining two poles you have to solve this quadratic equation. So what are the roots that you are telling? Minus?
Minus 3 plus 2i and minus 3 minus 2i.
2i or 1i? Check it
One
properly. 1i or 2i, Akshat?
2, 2,
2 ah?
2, ma'am, 2.
2.
2 ah? Let
Yes,
me
ma'am.
check with the problem. Or otherwise I have written wrong. But given the problem is having minus 3 minus or plus or minus j 1 only it is given and you are telling j 2.
One only.
One only.
Upon
See, do the calculations properly. If you are doing this first step itself wrong, then what will happen, Akshat? All have got minus 3 plus or minus j1.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the roots that you are having for poles. So three number of poles you are having. N is equivalent to 3, no 0, so m is equal to 0. So these are the three number of poles. So you have to locate these poles in your graph sheet. And before that, let us discuss how many number of root locus branches you will be having totally, how many number will be ending at infinite 0, how many will be ending at finite 0. The procedure also last class I told you. So total number of root locus branches will be equivalent to what number?
Total number of branches, the number of
Total
poles is equal.
number of poles. So this number of pole for this given system is 3. So total number of root locus branches will also be 3. So
3.
out of this 3 number of branches, how many will be ending at finite 0 and how many will be ending at infinite 0?
M and N minus N.
Yes. So if you want to know the branches that are ending at finite 0, alright. But this problem is having only k in the numerator, no zeros are present. So nil branches will be terminating at finite 0. So m is equal to 0, that many number of branches are terminating at finite 0. All the three branches is going to terminate at an infinite 0 only. That is given by what formula? N minus m. That is 3 minus 0. Three branches, all the three branches will be terminating at an infinite 0. Okay, this is your first step. So what is your first step? Tirumala Vasan, tell me what is your first step? Tirumala Vasan. What is your first step for constructing a root locus? Are you present in class, Tirumala Vasan? Upkar, tell me the answer. What is your first step? Upkar? What Tirumala Vasan? What is your... Wait, Upkar. What is your first step, Tirumala Vasan, for constructing a root locus?
Ma'am, I now only joined, ma'am.
Last two classes were you there? Then you must be knowing what is your first step. Don't simply give a silly excuse that I have joined just now. I have put the videos also in YouTube. Can't you refer and browse through and learn?
Ma'am, I'm
Uka,
not
tell me
able
what is your first step?
Ma'am, finding out the number of zeros and poles and then finding out the like location of the roots actually.
So how many number will be ending at finite zero? How many number will be terminating at infinite zero? How many number of branches will be there totally? All these things you have to conclude. Okay, then only you can locate the poles and zeros. All right. Now, how to locate your poles and zeros? Roughly, I have done it here. The same thing I will do it in a graph sheet for your better understanding now. Step by step, I will proceed. So you know this is your S plane, this is your real part, this is your negative real, this is your positive imaginary, this is your negative imaginary. So remember the thing, all the four axes you have to take equal scale, uniform scale. So see to the roots that you are having, one is located at 0, that is S is equal to 0. The remaining two roots are located one at this point, minus 3 plus j1 and minus 3 minus j1. This I have to draw it in a graph sheet. Okay, all should also repeat the same thing that I am doing in your own graph sheet. So let me proceed to the graph. All the others also, you take your own graph sheet, take scale for 4 axes. In between, I will pick somebody to present screen of your graph sheet. So better be prepared. So this is your graph sheet that I have considered. Now I am going to take the 4 axes. Okay. So I am going to take the axis like this. Alright. Then all the others also repeat after me. Then I will be taking the imaginary axis. Draw these 2 axes in your own graph sheet. In between, I will ask somebody to show me your graph sheet. If you are not able to show, I will mark you absent. Okay. So this one I have finished. Now I will mark the axis parameter. So this is my sigma. This is my minus sigma. This is your negative real axis this side and this is your positive real axis. This one is my positive imaginary axis. This one is my negative imaginary axis. Okay, I will take scale now. Let me zoom a little bit. Okay, this point I will consider as 1. This one 2. This one 3, 4, like this. Like this, you people also take scale. Are you doing it?
Yes, ma'am.
Equal scale you have to take. Remember the fact that you are to take equal scale for 4 axes together. Otherwise, your graph will go shabby. Okay, like this you take scale. Then mark. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is positive real axis. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I will take minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay. Right. So this is J1, J2, J3, J4 positive imaginary here. Minus J1, minus J2, minus J3, minus J4, minus J5. Like this you take scale. All are finished.
Yes, ma'am.
Sumit, Gautam, will you be able to present the screen graph? In between like this, I will ask somebody to present screen to check out whether you are doing or not. Sumit, Sumit, Pratik, Sumit and Pratik, are you there? Brinda, Bharti and all, are you doing the graph? So many people are not answering to my calls. See, for your sake only, I am going this dead slow. So if you, see, you people told that you are not able to understand root locus. That's why I am going very slow, step by step. You people should also respond to my calls in that case. Sumit, Pratik, Bharti, Brinda, are you people there?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you doing the graph?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So Sumit, present the screen with your graph. Let me see. All the others also locate the poles. Poles you have to locate it as cross marks. There are no zeros, so there will be no circles. Locate the poles. That is your first step. Sumit, are you going to present or shall I proceed? Okay. So now I am locating the poles. One pole is located at 0. This is pole located at origin. S is equal to 0. Always poles you have to mark it as cross symbols. What are the other roots that you are having? Sumit, at least tell me this. What are the other two roots that you are having? Poles. Sumit, Gautam, Pratik. Others, tell me what are the other two roots that you have that you have got for the denominator polynomial.
Minus 3 plus 5, then
So
Mi-
where you are having minus 3 at this point. So J1 is here. Okay. J1 is here. So here I will be having two poles. Correct only, no? Minus 3. This is your minus 3 plus J1. That is A. This is your A conjugate. That is minus 3 minus J1. So this is your first step. Location of poles and zeros. Since this problem does not have zeros, you are not marking them. Understood the first step?
Yes,
See, all the others also should respond to my calls. Have you understood the first step? So what is your first step?
yes, ma'am. Location of pole and zeros.
Location of poles and zeros. That is an easy step. Just you need to identify the roots of the numerator polynomial, that is your zeros. You have to mark them as small circles. The roots of the denominator polynomial will be generally called as poles, that you have to mark it as small cross marks. Okay, this problem g of s, in the numerator you are having only k. There is no numerator polynomial, so no zeros will be there. That's why the circle marks are missing in this. Okay. And one pole is located at the origin, that is s is equal to 0. The remaining two poles are complex conjugate minus 3 plus j1 and minus 3 minus j1.
Minus J1.
Okay. And how many number of root locus branches you will be having? Only 3. All the 3 will be originating from the 3 poles and they will be terminating at finite 0 or infinite 0.
Infinite zero.
right.
Infinite 0. Okay. Next step will proceed. Okay. Next step shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your next step? Tell me. Next step is to find out if there
Real.
is any chance of root locus on real axis. Okay, root locus on real axis. That also I will show it in graph itself. The procedure is, I will zoom a little bit more. Okay, you have to fix a trial point. Okay, you have to fix a trial point somewhere in the real axis, that is shown by this purple color line. So to this, you have to observe how many number of poles are present. So how many number of poles are present? To the direction marked by the arrow, you have to count the number of poles and zeros. So how many number of poles and zeros are you having? How many?
One, ma'am. One.
Only
One.
one. Okay, only one, that is located at origin. So that number is odd or even, you have to check it. So if it is odd means what will you do? If it is even means what will you do? Odd means what will you do? You have to mark this entire real axis in a bold manner in your graph sheet. and mark the direction outwards, because always this is your starting point. Poles are the start. Ending point is your 0. So always it will be outwards from the poles, and you have to write that this is your root locus on real axis.
Ma'am, repeat the step, ma'am. Your voice was
This
not
you have to
clear.
do it in your graph sheet. Repeat the step. I have
Yes, ma'am.
to redo. Okay. Okay. So you observe the point with the green color. I am fixing one trial point anywhere on the real axis, like I am locating here. To this side, I will be counting the number of poles and zeros. To this direction of arrow that I am marking. Okay. Are you observing the arrow marker direction?
Yes, ma'am.
Who asked me this doubt? Yes, to this side you have to count the number of poles and zeros located. Okay, on the real axis.
Yes,
So how many number you are having? Only one. That is located
one.
at origin. That is countable even or odd. You have to check. So that number is odd or even?
Odd.
Odd.
Odd. Odd means you have to thicken up that portion. Like I am doing, you have to thicken up. Then you have to mark the direction of run. Always this is your starting point where the root locus branch will start. So the arrow mark will be pointing always outwards from the poles, and it will be ending at a 0. Here the zeros are nil for the system. So this is branch number 1. Okay, that is present on real axis. You have to mark it as root locus on real axis. And this is branch number 1. That is terminating at an infinite 0 or finite 0.
Infinite.
Infinite zero.
Infinite, because it continuously goes on. Okay, there is no 0 that it terminates at. So it will be called as a root locus branch that is terminating at an infinite 0. This is your second step. Understood? All of you understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What about the rest?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, Amma, how to mark the root locus on real life. Just to fix a trial point, and to its arrow marked direction, you find out how many number of poles and zeros are located. Sum it up. If that sum is odd, means you thicken up the line. Even means it is not forming part of root locus, so you have to skip. Okay. Alright, one more problem I will solve. In that case, two chances will come. Alright, that time you will better understand. So this is your second step. What is your third step? Third step is to find out angle of asymptotes and centroid. Okay, that I will discuss now. I am hoping all of you have done this in your graph sheet. Yes or no, ma? Are you doing it in your graph sheet? Same
Yes,
thing you have to
ma'am.
do it in your graph sheet. Sumit,
Mm.
Sumit Gautam, now at least are you doing or not, man? Sumit, Pratik, I'm going to remove this Pratik boy from this meet. Okay, step 3, how to find out the angle of asymptotes and centroid. You know the formula for 2. What is the formula for angle of asymptotes, sir?
Plus or minus 180 into 2q plus 1 divided by n minus m.
Yeah, correct. So this is the formula that you have to use for finding out angle of asymptote, and what value will Q take? Q will be taking what value? I have written here no 0, 1, 2, etc. up to n minus m. So for your problem n is 3, m is 0. So up to 3 you can take the range of Q. Okay. But the problem has how many number of root locus branches? 3 number of branches only, so it is enough. Already you have found out one branch that is located on real axis, so remaining 2 branches only are to be drawn. So only 2 angles are sufficient enough. So just to substitute q is equal to 0 in the given formula, then what will be your angle that you are having? This is what is called as your angle of asymptote. What is the value that you are having? If you are substituting q is equal to 0. N is
Plus
equal to
minus
3 and m is equal to yes, plus or minus
plus or
60.
minus 60. 60.
Okay. Next thing is you need to find out the centroid.
Ma'am,
Okay, centroid is also having a what? Bhardwaj?
ma'am, why q equals to 0 you put?
The range is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus m. Okay. N minus m is what, Bhardwaj?
Ma'am,
N is the number of poles.
3
3.
poles
So
are
up
so
to
many.
3 you can take range. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3 you can take values for q. Okay. So first thing I am finding out what is the angle of asymptote for q is equal to 0. I have got how many angles now?
Ma'am, none angles, no angles.
No angles. So the answer is plus or minus 60. No.
Acha, after calculation, yes ma'am.
Yes. 2 angles I have got. Total number of root. Swaraj is asking me this out. Total number of root locus branches how much?
3 ma'am.
3. 1 already I have located on real axis now. You have
Yes, ma'am.
seen no in the previous step. 2 more branches only are there no.
Yes ma'am.
So 2 angles are enough. Understood, Swaraj?
Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
If one more branch is there means one more step you have to proceed by substituting q is equal to 1. Understood, Swaraj?
Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Okay. So what is the formula for centroid? Centroid. The formula is there on the screen no. Sum of poles minus sum of zeros divided by n minus m. So for this problem we know that the number of pole is 3, the number of 0 is 0. What are the poles that you are having? You must have written down g of s no. From that you have calculated poles. You must have written that also. You have located the poles also. So what are the poles that you are having? What are the poles? My answer should come from your side.
0, 0,
0, minus 3 plus j1, minus 3 minus j1. These are the poles that I am summing. What about the zeros? Are there any zeros in this problem?
no zeros.
No, ma'am.
No zero, so this part will become 0. So if you solve this j1 will get cancelled. So what is the answer that you will be getting? This will be equivalent to minus 6 divided by 3. So what is your sigma A? Finally it will be minus 2. Understood? What is the formula for centroid and how you are solving for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All understood, Prince? Shubham Sahu Shrestha. Are you doing the problem? Souvik? Souvik,
Yes, ma'am.
are you doing it in your graph sheet, Souvik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about Shubham Sahu and Shrestha? Are you doing it in your graph sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Shubham Sahu, do this thing in your graph sheet, okay, like I have done. Each and every step today I will solve it in graph sheet also, okay. So sigma A you have found out, angle of asymptote you have found out. Now you will be locating all these things in your graph sheet. Now I am going back to the graph sheet. You also do it in your graph sheet, okay. So I have taken the graph sheet again. Here I have to mark the centroid now. Where is my centroid located? What is the centroid that I am having? Minus 2. So here I am having my centroid. Okay, mark it. This sigma A is equal to minus 2. Okay, that is my centroid point. Okay, from that using compass. Okay, using compass I have to take an angle of, what are the two angles that I am having? I have calculated two angle of asymptotes. No, what are the two angles that I have calculated?
Ma'am, where
What
do
are
you
the two
mark
angle of
Plus minus
asymptotes?
60.
At the centroid point. Centroid point I have marked sigma A is equal to minus 2. No.
in the negative x-axis, na? Yeah, that one.
Yes, it's minus 2. Okay. In this using compass, you mark 60 degree. Okay. Then mark minus 60. using compass. At the centroid point you have to mark, and this is your dotted line, that is asymptote. This is your asymptote. What's Savik? You did not
Ma'am.
understand, huh? Savik?
Yes, ma'am. Actually,
Hmm.
ma'am, that graph sheet you are presenting, ma'am, it's totally haphazard. Means I cannot understand that.
Like this only I have to do, you have to do, then how will I do? So step by step only all the things should be present in the same graph. I cannot do it in separate graph, no. Then there will be no link, isn't it?
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
You
ma'am.
understand the way I am explaining.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you mark
Yes,
the
ma'am.
centroid point. You mark the centroid point. So if I do each and every step in different graph, then it will be not linking the steps. That's why I am doing in the same graph. Like this only you have to proceed. There is no other go. Just to mark the centroid point at -2, then mark with the compass 60-degree angle, -60 and +60, and draw a dotted line. That is your what, sorry?
Y at -2.
-2 just now centroid you have found out. No, what is the formula for centroid?
Ma'am, sum of the poles minus sum of the zeros divided by n minus n.
You using that formula you have found out -2.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
At that point only you have to mark the angle of asymptote 60-60. To that parallel to that asymptote only the root locus branches will travel. That's why you are doing all these things.
Ma'am, when we have to do in this in the theory exam in the graph sheet.
Yes, you have to do 16 mark is awarded for the single problem.
Ma'am, we have to do in means that angle we have to take it in compass or in protractor.
Protractor. If I am telling it wrong, compass or protractor? Protractor only, I think so.
Protractor, ma'am. Protractor.
Mathematical
Yes,
things
ma'am,
you know.
protractor.
No. Even if I tell wrong, means you correct it. Angle marking, how to do, you know, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. That I got.
Using protractor, that one you use. All have taken angle in your graph sheet.
Yes,
If you mark the same dot, just a dotted line you have to mark. That is not root locus. Okay, so you mark it in dotted line. Shall I proceed to the next step?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alright, so this is your third step. So just to refresh and summarize the first three steps. What are the first three steps? First step is you have to find out the number of poles, number of zeros, find out the poles and zeros. You have to locate the poles and zeros in your graph sheet. Remember, you have to take equal scale only. Okay, if you are not taking equal scale, then the graph will be shabby. Okay, second step. What is your second step? Second step.
Getting root locus on the real axis.
Yes, root locus on real axis. Root locus on real axis. Just fix a trial point somewhere. To its right, you refer to number of poles and zeros. If it is odd, means you thicken it up by a bold line and write root locus on real axis. What is your third step?
Angle of asymptote and centroid.
Angle of asymptotes and centroid you have to take. Mark the centroid in the graph sheet. At that centroid only you have to take the angle of asymptotes, and you have to draw a simple dotted straight line to which parallelly the root locus branches will run. Okay, so let us move on to step number 4. To find whether the system is having any breakaway break-in point, that is your next step. Okay, so next step is fourth step number, to find your breakaway point and break-in point. Okay, whether the system is having any breakaway break-in point, you are going to find out. There is a particular procedure that you have to follow for it. So this is your open loop transfer function, no? Yes or no? The open loop transfer function given in the problem statement is k divided by s into s squared plus 6s plus 10, from which you need to find the closed loop transfer function. So how will you solve? Given system is unity feedback system. negative feedback system. So what will be the formula for eliminating a negative unity feedback system from the first unit? Answer should readily come from your side. This way you have
GS
did
upon
it
1
in.
plus GS into
GS
HS.
upon
Yes,
1.
yes, you need to solve GS divided by 1 plus G of S. You do that and tell me what is your characteristic equation. Take 2 minutes. Find G of S divided by 1 plus G of S. This 1 plus G of S will be your characteristic equation. Tell me what is your characteristic equation. Then let us check up with this answer that I am giving. Mohit, will you give me the answer for characteristic equation?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me what is the characteristic equation. Tell the characteristic equation after solving it. 1 plus G of S is your characteristic equation. So tell me what is your characteristic equation. S into S square plus 6x plus 10 plus what? Are you doing, Mohit?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what's the answer. So this is how I will be solving for CLT of G of S divided by 1 plus G of S. So this denominator polynomial is my characteristic equation. So what is your characteristic equation? Come on, the answer. S into S square plus 6s plus 10 plus k. Yes or no? Have you got this answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this equation is in terms of k. Okay, from which you can find out what is k by taking the other terms to the other side. So what is your k? What is your k? From this equation, what is your k? K is equal to minus s cube minus 6x square minus 10s. Okay. Now you need to take dk divided by ds. You need to differentiate that k with respect to s and equate it to 0. Find roots. Okay. So tell me what is your differentiated equation? dk by ds. What will be your dk by ds?
Minus 3s.
Minus 3s square minus 12s minus 10.
Okay. So correct. So this is the dk divided by ds value. That you have to equate it to 0 and you have to find out the roots. So find out the roots and tell me. This is also similar to a quadratic equation. So tell me what is the root. 2 roots will be there. What are the 2 roots? Ashok sir came. Are you there, man? Mr. Ashok. Pratik. Pratik. Better I remove Pratik from the meeting.
Where, ma'am, there?
There means you give me an answer, man, for some question at least, or volunteer in answering. Then only I will know that you are there, no? What are the 2 roots that you are having if you are solving this quadratic equation? Somebody tell me. Are you doing?
And minus 6 plus minus root 6 divided by 3.
Okay, let me check. Minus, these are the roots that you should get. By calculator also you can solve, I think, finding out roots. Use that way, that is easy. It will save you some time in drawing the entire plot. You should get these 2 roots only. S is equal to minus 1.18 and minus 2.82 you should get.
Yes,
How many of you got the correct answer?
1.
Yes, ma'am.
1.2. Then minus 2.8. How many of you got this answer? At least 3 or 4. 4 got?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the rest? Just you can use your calculator
Yes,
for
ma'am.
these.
Ma'am, can you tell the steps on calculator?
Calculator, I think you have to give the entire equation. I have tried once. That algebraic equation you have to write, I think so, as such, and one step you will be getting the roots. It's only in modern calculator only, I think so, advanced calculator, not in old ones. Or otherwise you use the formula ready-made.
Yes, ma'am. I was using Sridharacharya formula.
But you can do it in calculator, that is allowable for advanced classes, but not allowable for lower max.
Okay, ma'am.
Have you got this root, sir? I think there is an equation mode. In that equation mode, if you give the equation, it will give roots or something. It's simple step only if you are having advanced calculator.
Ma'am, I'm trying, but I'm not getting. But I will look in the internet. I'll figure out.
Yes, it's possible to take the roots directly by just giving the equation. You check it out. Suppose if it is quadratic equation means it's okay. But suppose if the order of the polynomial is about 5 or 6 means it's difficult to calculate the roots. So in that case, you can use direct use of calculator. You take that into mind. The second problem that I am going to solve is of order 4. So you can use your calculator directly to find out the roots. That way it will consume some time. It will save some time for you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, refer to it in Google or something.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's proceed with the problem. So if you solve that quadratic equation, these are the two roots that you will be having. So you have to substitute these two roots in the formula for k. Okay, so what is k value that you have got? You have to substitute these values in your k formula. So what is your k?
Minus 3
Minus
square
3s squared minus
minus
12
6s
12s or 6x?
Sorry.
12s are 6s.
6x
6x.
No, ma'am. K equals to minus s cube minus 6s square minus
Minus s cube minus s cube minus 6s plus 10 plus 10s
6x square minus 10.
minus 6s.
Okay, minus 10s 6s square minus 10s. Okay, this is your k, correct only, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in this you have to substitute at all places of s these two values. Okay, for s is equal to minus 1.18, if k is equivalent to positive real, you check. Okay, check by substitution. Okay, that way only you will be able to find out the break-in breakaway points. Like I am doing, substitute s in k value and find out whether the answer is positive real. Find it out and tell me whether it is positive real or not. Just to substitute at all places of s minus 1.18 and you have to tell me. What is the answer that you are getting for k if you are substituting minus 1.18 everywhere? Use your calculator.
For S1 it is 5.088.
5.09 I think so. 5.09 you will get.
Yes.
All
ma'am,
must be getting this
5.088.
answer. So this is positive real or negative real?
Positive real.
Positive real. Positive real means this will be forming breakaway or break-in. Okay, so this is your breakaway or break-in point. If it is negative real means it will not be a breakaway break-in point. Understood? This is a procedure for finding breakaway break-in. So what is the procedure? What procedure did we follow?
Substituting the values of
First find what is your characteristic equation from the closed loop transfer function. That will be given in terms of k. Okay, k you have to find, then you have to differentiate that k with respect to s, find out the roots. Substitute those roots in the formula for k. If k is coming as positive real, then that will be a breakaway or break-in point, or else it will not be. Okay, next value of s that you have to substitute is what? One value you have got a positive real. What, Swaraj?
Ma'am, k value was 0.62.
No, 5.09. Check it out. You must have substituted a wrong way.
Okay.
Okay, so S is a breaking point. One more value is there for S. No, what is the other value? Minus 2.82 is also there. Same way you substitute minus 2.82 and find out whether K is again positive real.
And positive real 2.911.
Yes, 2.91 you will be getting. Again, this is also positive real. So both the roots are either forming break-in or breakaway. Okay, again, it is positive real, very correct. Alright, so both these roots will be either forming breakaway or break-in. Alright, have you understood the procedure for finding breakaway break-in point? Yes or no? Answer should come from all the
Yes,
others
ma'am.
also.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the rest? Girl side, Mukul, Mohan Kumar, Pushottam, Pushpesh, Deepa Lakshmi, Subhashish. Have you understood the procedure for obtaining breakaway break-in point?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the rest? Mohan Kumar, Mukul Patel,
Yes, ma'am.
Subhashish.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I proceed to the next step, Uma?
Yes, ma'am. Proceed.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the 4 steps? Construction of root loci. First step is location of poles and zeros to find the root locus on real axis. Third step is angle of asymptotes and angle of centroid. And fourth step is breakaway break-in point you have to find. Okay. Then next step is you need to find out the angle of departure, angle of arrival. This you might know. Okay. So this problem, does it have complex pole and complex zero or not? You have just located the poles. So what is the nature of the poles that you are having? One is at 0. What are the other two poles? Minus 3 plus or minus j1. So this is complex pole that you are having. Complex pole, if it is there in the system, you will be having angle of departure or angle of arrival. I always tell that this pole is start point. Start point means departure or arrival will be there.
Departure.
Departure. So angle of departure you need to find it. Okay. Suppose on the other hand, if the problem is having complex 0 means you will be having angle of
Arrival.
arrival. Okay. Oh, that we will do now. But this problem does not have any complex 0, so no angle of arrival will be there. So 2 complex poles are there. So at these 2 complex poles, you need to find out the angle of departure at A and at A conjugate. A procedure I think I have clearly explained in the last 2 classes. So the formula is also known to you. So this is your pole, that is minus 3 plus j1, for which I need to find out the angle of departure. That is given by what formula? 180 minus sum of angles of vectors drawn from other open loop poles to that particular point A. So what are the other open loop poles that you are having? You are considering this point at which you are supposed to find out the angle of departure. So what are the other open loop poles that you are having? One is located at its conjugate and the other one is located at 0 point.
0.
So mark or draw a vector like the yellow color lines are drawn, no? So you mark a vector like this. Mark a vector towards this A point and that angle you have to measure. By using protractor again you measure the angle. Okay, it's easy rather than using formulatic calculations. So this one you can readily calculate, that is 90 degree. But you don't know what is theta 1. That you can use protractor to calculate or you can use a formula. What is the formula? If the other poles are to this side, you need to use 180 minus tan inverse of the vertical distance divided by horizontal distance. So what is your vertical distance? This vertical distance.
3.
That is 1. Imaginary
Yes,
axis
sorry.
distance 1. So 1.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, what about horizontal distance? This distance
3.
3. So calculate it using your calculator and tell me what is theta 1. Ritik, can you tell me the answer for theta 1? Again, I'm trying to tell in a clear manner. Okay.
18.43.
Wait. This is 0. This is your J1 point. This is your minus J1. So two poles are located at minus, I think 2. So this is your A, for which I am to determine that angle. So what you need to do is you need to draw the vectors from the other poles like this, and you have to mark the angle. This is 90 degree, readily calculated. But for this, you have to use the formula 180 minus tan inverse of that vertical distance divided by horizontal distance. Or otherwise, you can use protractor. That is an easy method. Okay, so the vertical distance is this distance. That is J1. So 1 here. Horizontal distance is this distance. Here you have marked minus 2.
161.56.
What is the answer?
161.56.
161. 161. All got this answer. 161.6.
Yes, ma'am. 560.
Okay. Now you need to find out the angle of departure. What is the formula for it? Share it up.
Minus 71.6 degree.
Okay. I will rub a little bit. Okay. Tell me the formula first. Angle departure at A.
90 minus tan.
180 minus sum of angles of vectors drawn from all the poles. So how many angles? Theta 1 plus theta 2 plus. You are not having any zeros. So the other term will be 0 only. Okay. So 180 minus 90 plus 162. I think 162. Tell me what is the angle of departure at A?
161. Oh.
How? Who asked how? No, angle of departure is what?
71. And
71. 71 you got, huh? 72 you got?
Yes, ma'am. Minus 70.
Minus 72. So minus 72.
Minus 72.
Okay, yes. Minus 72 is your what angle? What angle?
Angle of departure.
Angle of departure. But for this opposite conjugate, it will be negative of that angle. What is the negative of that angle? It will be 72. Okay, now we will do that in your graph sheet. Go back to your graph sheet. Okay, I am going back to the graph sheet. Alright. So this is my graph. Now I need to mark the angle. So first angle is minus 72. Alright. So I am telling you how to mark the angle. Okay. Just you mark a straight line. Right. And from the straight line you mark the angle 72. Minus 72. Use your protractor. Mark the angle and you mark a straight line. Same thing you have to repeat for that other side pole, A conjugate also. Again, a reference line you mark here, and here you will be having the opposite angle, that is 72. Okay, like this you have to mark the angle of departure. All the things you have to do it in the same graph only, there is no other go. Okay. Are you people doing? Are you marking the angle? Come on, tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, I'm
Yes,
doing. Okay. Okay, for your sake, in a clear manner, but you are not supposed to do it in a separate graph sheet. Everything should be in the same graph sheet only. So this is my pole 0. So here I am having J1 minus J1. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So here I am having minus 3. So this one is pole number 2. Okay. So what I am doing is I'm just having a reference. Okay. And from which I am measuring angle 72. That is minus 72. And I am drawing a line. Okay. Same thing I have to do for the say conjugate also. That it will be its opposite angle. If this is minus 72, here it will be plus 72. Okay, I'm doing it different. Iron marker reference from which you measure 72 degree. Okay, then draw a straight line. That's all. Just roughly how to do, not thicken. Based upon this rough markings only, you will plot the other two root locus branches. Have you done it? Remember this thing, you have to do it in the same graph sheet only. You cannot use a separate one. In order to make it clear for you, you are telling that it is very clumsy. I am using a separate graph. Now tell me what are the breakaway break-in points possibility that you are having. We have just now found out, no, that both the roots will be breakaway break-in. What are the values? What are the values, ma? S is equal to minus 1.18. S is equal to one more value minus 2.82. Both can be breakaway break-in point. That you have to mark now in the same graph sheet again. Don't use a separate one. Okay. Now I will do that marking. So somewhere here 1.2 it will be somewhere here. So mark that. This is one breakaway. Okay, it will start from this pole, it will break away here. Okay. All right. Next, what is your next break point? That is minus 2.8. That you locate it by a different color. Blue color I am using. Minus 2.8. It will be somewhere here. That is S is equal to minus 2.8. But this will be break-in point or breakaway? Break-in or breakaway? This I will be calling it as break-in. You need to tell me why. Why am I calling that as break-in and not breakaway? I am going to draw the second root locus branch. Why am I calling that as a break-in point?
Don't know.
Don't know, huh? Wait, I will tell you.
Ma'am, because it is within the root locus.
Okay. So the remaining two branches, one will start from this point, minus 3 plus J1. Okay. At what angle will it start? We have found out the angle of departure. What is the angle? 72. So that line we have marked here, so it will travel here. It will start its travel. And to the real axis, it will break in or break out? Break in. That's why I am calling this break in. So this is branch number 2. Breaking in at what point? This minus 2.8. Okay. Then it will travel in the real axis. Then it will break away at this what point? Sorry, minus 1.8. You have drawn the asymptote, no? Where is your centroid point you have marked?
2.
So
minus 2.
In this only you
minus 2.
Yes, in this only you mark the asymptote, no? Like this. Okay, this is your centroid point. So to that parallel it will travel. Okay. So blue color line, second branch I am depicting, it will parallelly go. But it should continue, that will be learning out after indicating the crossing point. But you learn it out. The second branch is starting from this pole, making an angle of 72. It breaks in at what point? Breaks in at 2.8, then it travels along the real axis, breaks away at what point? 1.18, and it travels parallel to this asymptote and it crosses somewhere on the imaginary axis. That is branch number 2. Okay. Then branch number 3, it's starting from this pole, it takes an angle of departure. Again, it breaks in at what point? Breaks in at 2.8, it travels parallel, breakaway at 1.18, it travels parallel to that asymptote and it will cross the imaginary axis at some point. This is branch number 3. Okay, like this you have to mark in your graph sheet, same graph sheet. Okay, but still you need to find out this crossing point on imaginary axis. The procedure you know, I think from earlier class. What is the procedure?
Substituting S equals to J omega in characteristic.
Yes, substituting S is equal to J omega in the characteristic equation. Then you have to equate the imaginary part to 0, real part to 0. You find out omega and k. That we'll discuss now. That is your last step. Okay, to find out where it crosses on the imaginary axis, there is a particular procedure that you have to follow. This is your last step. With that, this problem will be over. Okay. Now, this is your characteristic equation. S cube plus 6s plus 10s plus k is equal to 0. In that, you have to substitute what value for j? What is to be substituted in place of j? Sorry, s. S should be substituted as
J omega.
j omega. Substitute,
J omega.
then you will be getting this equation. In this, what is your imaginary part? What is your imaginary part?
Plus 3j minus 3j.
Imaginary part from this equation is what? J omega cube plus 10 j omega. That you have to equate it to 0. Okay. Then find out what is omega. What is your omega? Omega squared will be equal to 10. If you take the square root, means you will be getting what value for omega?
Plus minus 3.2.
Yes, plus minus 3.2 radians per second. Okay, then you have to equate the real part to 0. So what is the real part in this formula? The 6 omega squared and k are the real parts. That you have to equate it to 0. Okay, then in place of omega squared, you have already just now found out omega is 3.2. You substitute, then you will be giving the value of k, which indicates the limit of what? Stability. That is why root locus is also used for stability analysis. Like you are having route array, root locus can also be used for finding out the system stability, depending upon the k value that you are having. Okay, now we will go back to that graph, or otherwise I will click a photo shot of the graph sheet. With that you will be able to understand it better. Wait for some time, okay, till I do that. Okay, are you able to see the graph that I have taken?
Yes, ma'am.
How the root locus branches are traveling, are you able to see? Wait, I will put it in live board. Okay. How we people got the book for your study? Soft copy?
No, ma'am.
Book have you got? Have you got the book?
No, ma'am.
No. Why? You should have a soft copy of book.
No, ma'am, we don't have soft copy.
You get it from Google Books, no? I told you get Nagargani book. Okay. You people are able to see the graph? Yes or no, ma? That I am showing. Now are you able to see? Now
Yes,
at
ma'am.
least everybody you tell me, you are telling that it is very clumsy. So from step by step you will understand the problem. So what are the three poles that you are having? Come on, now at
Ma'am,
least
one
you tell
plus
me.
3j,
One
1
pole,
minus 2j and
one
3j.
pole, yes, one pole here, one pole here. Okay, that was your first step. Then to identify the root locus and real axis. Okay, how will you do that? Now I'll clear the page. How will you do that? You will locate a trial point here and you will count the number of poles to the side. Only one pole is located at the origin. So you will thicken the entire real axis like this and you will write root locus on real axis. Okay, that is first branch number 1. Okay, understood the second step, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I will clear the page. Okay, what is your third step?
Ma'am, draw the
Find the angle
centroid
of
point.
asymptotes and centroid. What is the centroid point that you are having?
2, ma'am. Minus 2.
2.
Minus 2.
So this is your centroid point. As you can see, some angles are marked 60 degree and 60 degree and they have drawn one dotted line, no? Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
See, answer should come from all the others also.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, like this you have to do. Okay, then what is your next step? Next step, fourth
Ma'am,
step, to
G of
find
H.
the breakaway and break-in points. So what are the two break-in points? It's already marked in the graph sheet, no? It's clearly visible. What is your break-in point and what is your breakaway?
Ma'am, minus
Come on, people.
1.18. Minus
Minus
2.82.
1.18 is your breakaway. 2.82 is considered as break-in. Okay, that you have to mark it in the graph. Alright, this point and this point. Okay, then I will clear the page. Now we'll draw the root locus branch. Then angle of departure, angle of arrival you have to mark. There are no zeros, so you have to mark the angle of departure. So what is your angle of departure for this pole? The angle is minus 72. Okay, for this pole it will be opposite. If it is minus here, it will be plus 72 here. So you have to mark these two angles. Understood? That is your next step. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Then what is your next step? After finding out angle of departure, angle of arrival. Next thing is you need to find out the crossing point and imaginary axis. So what is your crossing point and imaginary axis? You have found out the crossing point by equating the imaginary part to 0. Okay, what is your crossing point here? This point. What is your crossing point that you have found out by calculation, equating the imaginary part to 0? You have got omega value. No, what is the omega value that you got? 3.2. Are you able to see the 3.2 marking?
Yes, ma'am.
That in that point only you have to make the root locus cross. It will travel parallel to this asymptote and then it will make a crossing point here. That is on positive imaginary axis. I will zoom out and I will show it in the negative also. I think here. Okay. Again you are having what? Minus J 3.2. Again at that point only the root locus makes a crossing. Yes or no? You agree with me or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will learn to how to draw the branch. One branch already you have drawn in this axis. Two more branches you have to learn. So I'll clear the page again. So this is the second pole from which I have to start over. Okay. So based upon that angle only it originates and it breaks in at what point? What is the breaking point?
Minus 2.8.
Minus 2.82. Then it travels and it's breaking away at what point? Breakaway point
Minus
is
1.1.
1.18. Okay. Then you can consider this case. Okay. It travels parallel to this asymptote. Okay. And it should make a crossing where? At this J 3.2. So this is
Minus
representing your
3.20.
branch number 2. Okay, branch number 2. Alright. The direction is like this. So totally in an opposite symmetricity you should draw the third root locus branch. I will be drawing it in green color line. It starts from this pole. So along the angle of departure it will travel and again it will travel through the real axis and it breaks away and it crosses the imaginary axis at this point. So this is branch number 3. Okay, always root locus branches will be having a symmetricity over the real axis. Okay, so totally 3 branches. The other branch is along the real axis. This one in blue. This is 1. Understood? So how many number of root locus branches are you having for this problem?
3.
3. One by
Ma'am,
what
this
color?
one is
First
first
one
branch.
along the root locus, blue color, yellow color, second branch, green color, third branch. This is what is called as root locus. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. In this problem, I will ask answer from your side only. Okay. I am deleting this. Have people understood? Because my memory capacity is low, so I will be deleting this graph so that I can load the next
Yes, ma'am.
graph.
Understood.
Shall I delete it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
about the 3.2?
What about the rest? Don't make me shout.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
ma'am,
How that the crossing point and imaginary axis? No, you should substitute s equal to j omega in the characteristic equation. Rest, anybody has doubt?
but ma'am, I'm getting omega equals to
No,
10.
ma'am.
Root 10.
Omega squared is equal to
Root 10.
10. Omega is square root of 10. Alright, don't do silly mistakes, okay? Omega squared is 10. So if you take square root, you'll be getting 3.2. What about the rest? Understood or not? The girls side, Aditi, Anusha, Bharati, Brinda, Deepa, Sendamil.
Yes, ma'am.
Bharati, Brinda and all.
Yes, ma'am.
What about
Yes,
Deepa
ma'am.
Lakshmi? So silent. What about the
Yes, ma'am.
boys,
Yes,
rest
ma'am. I
of you?
can.
Mukul, Mohit, Mohan Kumar, Muzaffar, Patyush, Prince, Hitik, Deepesh, everybody understood, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Understood, ma'am.
Okay.
Understood, ma'am.
Sir, okay, then we'll
Yes,
proceed to the
ma'am.
next problem. Okay, I'll delete this picture, okay, because I will not be able to load the next one. Okay, next problem I will give. You are to give me the answer for this problem, okay. Okay, take down the problem. You have to sketch the root locus for the unity feedback system whose open loop transfer function is again given by, take down the g of s value. Have you taken down? Quickly we will try to finish this also. Have you taken on the problem? So with this class I will finish up root locus. I will discuss one more short ending for this unit and then I will proceed to frequency domain plots. In case if you are having any doubts in root locus, you ask me. Depending upon the given problem statement, you may have angular departure or angular variable breakaway break-in. The shapes will also vary. It all depends upon the given problem. Have you taken on the g of s value?
Yes,
G
ma'am.
of s. Okay. So what is your first step? Purushottam, tell me the first step.
To find the poles and zeros, ma'am.
So for this problem, are you having zeros or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Earlier problem you are not having zeros, but in this problem there is a numerator polynomial of what order?
2.
2. So 2 number of zeros you will have. Find the roots and tell me.
Minus 1.5 plus minus 3.2.
Minus 1.5, wait, let me check. Minus, what were you telling?
And
The
minus
numerator
3 plus
polynomial
minus
has
4 as.
complex zeros, minus 3 plus or minus a4. Purushottam, you got the
And minus
wrong
3
answer
plus
or correct
minus
answer?
4j.
That is the correct answer. You are telling some other answer, Purushottam. So the what are the roots that you are having? The zeros will be this one only, minus 3 plus or minus j4. Okay, these
Yes,
are
ma'am.
the zeros. Same fashion you need to find out the poles also. Okay, tell me the poles. Poles will be
Poles
the roots of the
0,
denominator
minus 1, minus
polynomial.
2.
Minus 2. Okay, correct. Okay. So these
Ma'am,
are
I
the
am only
poles,
getting
3
minus
number.
3.
What minus 2? For what? Zeros.
I am getting minus 3 only. I am
For
not
what?
getting the
Zeros or
complex part.
poles? You should get
For the what
solve
the
it properly. You must have did some mistake.
no,
Given
I did
equation
not
is s square.
calculation, ma'am.
No, you will get.
Ma'am,
You have
zeros
to
is,
look to the
A square
imaginary
plus
part also now.
ma'am, zeros
Look
is,
to the imaginary part also. Huh? What's it?
zeros is, zeros are minus 3 plus minus 4i.
Yes, correct. Swaraj, you are doing something wrong in calculator. You have to look for the imaginary part also. There is an I symbol in your calculator. No, that you have to press it.
And when poles are 0, minus 1 and minus 2.
Yes. Now you go locate those poles in your graph sheet. Okay, by taking equal axis. This also I will click a picture and show you. Okay.
Ma'am, can
The
you show
rest
the
you do
question
it in
once
a
more?
Got it, Swaraj? This
In
is
the
the first
question,
thing.
there is not J is not given.
What J? How they will give? No. If
When
you
I
are
am putting in
solving.
the calculator, ma'am, what
Okay,
will I
but
put?
when
S
you are
square plus
solving,
6x
no,
plus
what
25.
it directly it will give one answer, that is your real part. You have to check for the imaginary part also in your calculator. In your calculator there is an
For
I symbol,
imaginary part,
no?
what will I input, ma'am?
No,
Yes, ma'am.
the answer you have to check real and imaginary part. There is an I symbol in your calculator, no? Press it. It will give the imaginary part. Both will not be displayed at the same time. You understood, Swaraj?
Ma'am, I understood, but ma'am, I'm not understanding like I have to check like the way
See,
you're
when
saying it. I'm
the
doing
answer
same
is
and like that.
display, you listen to me. When the answer is displaying, it will give only the real part. To look for the imaginary part, you have to do one more step. Okay.
What is that step, ma'am? I'm not understanding that last step.
There
I'm
is an
getting
I
minus 3
symbol,
after.
I symbol in your, I think, or otherwise equal to symbol, I think, shift equal you have to give, I think so. Some step. You see to the video, tutorial video properly and learn. Okay. Now these
Okay.
are the roots,
Okay.
-3 plus or minus J4. Okay. Now all people locate it on your graph sheet. I will click the Photoshop of this graph also and I will show.
And the equation is x square plus 6x plus 2s.
25. Not 2s, 25. Are you able to see the graph? Like that you have to plot.
It's not clear.
Ma'am, it was 4I, ma'am. 4J, ma'am. -3 4J.
4J.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ma'am. Shift equal to. Sorry, ma'am. I was not getting that simple point.
It's okay. But now you learn to know how to do it in a calculator. It is possible to do it in a calculator. It's easy.
Ma'am, like the same way you told, ma'am, in equation we have to go and then we have to drag it to degree.
Yes.
Like that only.
Okay, all the people located the roots, huh? Only less time is
Yes.
there. Let's try to complete this problem also. Second step, you proceed. You find the root locus and real axis. You know when is your CT2, no? Before that, I have to finish one more unit also. That is also a graphical part only. You have to draw the Bode plot. Okay. Oh, blurry. Okay, let's zoom in. Okay, so what are the poles and what are the zeros that you are having? Are you able to see the cross marks that I am showing? What are the 3 poles? One is located at? Come on, people, tell
-3,
me. This is
-1, 0.
fourth. One is located at 0, one is located at -1, one is located at -2. Like this, you have to locate
-2.
the zeros. Yes, 0, -1, -2. What are the zeros? Complex zeros you are having or not?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the complex zero?
-3 minus J4 -3 plus J4.
-3 minus J4. This is -3 plus J4. You can see a circle symbol is there or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
like that you have to locate. This is J4. Okay, here you will be having anything -3. So find that point and you have to locate a small circle like this. Okay, you have to do it in the opposite side also, like here. I think here you are having -J4. This is -3. You locate that 0. Okay, that is your first step. All understood first step.
Yes.
Come on, all the others also you give me an answer. Are you able to grasp or not? Every time I don't want to pinpoint people and ask whether you understood, Okay, the first step is locating poles and zeros like I am showing. Okay, next thing is what is your next step? All the things you have to do it in your graph sheet also. Yes, you need to fix up root locus and real axis. So how will you proceed with that? Those who did not understand, you listen to me
5
now
minutes centroid,
carefully.
ma'am.
Yeah, no, you have to fix a trial point here. Okay, to look to the number of poles to this side. How many number of poles are there?
One, ma'am. One.
One. So that will be forming part of root locus or not forming part of root locus?
Forming
Yes,
part.
ma'am. It will
Odd
form.
means it will form. Okay, so you shade it and mark direction.
So go to plus and
Two branches will be originating and it will break away at particular point. Okay, then one more point you fix up here. Okay, then find out how many number of poles to this side. How many number now?
2, ma'am.
2. So that will not form part of root locus. Okay, again you fix up a trial point here. Okay, count the number of poles. So how many number you are having? Here 1, here 2, so no, 3. So that is odd or even?
odd.
Odd. So will you bolden it up or not? This branch is starting from this pole. This is branch number 1 and it is terminating at an infinite 0. Okay, this is branch number 1 that you have found out. How many number of branches are left out there?
1.
1 now. Total number of poles is 3. So accordingly you will be having 3 number of poles, 3 number of branches. One branch already I have done. 2 other branches, one will start from this pole and the other one will start from here. Okay, understood? This is second step. How you are marking root locus and real axis, you understood, huh? Say yes or no, ma? Okay, I will clear the page one more time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, this is, you can see for yourself, this is a little bit bolden line. This is also bold, but here you are not seeing any thickening. Okay. Understood now? The rest
Yes,
also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is your third step? If you respond quickly, I can close off class quickly. Otherwise, I will also delay
Find
without
the
knowing whether you
centroid.
understood or not.
Angle of asymptote centroid.
Angle of asymptotes and centroid. So what is the formula? What is the formula?
180 2q plus 1 by n minus m.
Yes,
Plus minus
180
2q plus 1 by n.
2q plus 1 divided by n minus m. So the number of poles is how much?
3.
3. Number of 0 is 2. Okay, q you substitute 0. Only two more branches are there, so only it's sufficient enough you are substituting q is equal to 0. If you are substituting q is equal to 0, what is the angle that you are getting?
Ma'am, how are you always substituting q equals to 0, ma'am? In last problem, so you put 0.
See, that range is q is equal to 0, comma 1, comma 2, up to n minus m, it can go. Okay, so you can obtain 1, comma, so that is a max, two possibilities that you are having, because 3 minus 2 is 1. So you can substitute q is equal to 0, you can substitute q is equal to 1, but there are only two more branches left out. So if you substitute q is equal to 0, I will easily get two angles. That is sufficient enough. I need not proceed for substitution of q is equal to 1. Okay. If you want means you substitute, but that is of no use in this problem. Swaraj, you understood, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the angle that you are getting? Angle of asymptote by this formula.
Plus minus 180.
Yes, 180. I'll clear the
Plus
page.
minus 180. Ma'am.
Okay, angle of asymptote is on the real axis only. It is plus or minus 180 degree. So same as the real axis. So no centroid possibility. You need not mark angle of asymptote also. Okay, alright. Now where the branches will break in, you need to know. Okay, that procedure you know, no? How we will proceed? How to find the breakaway? When one branch is already here,
By
okay,
differentiating.
other branch will start from this pole, the third branch will start from this pole.
Equation.
Yes, you need to find out the characteristic equation, find k from it, you differentiate k with respect to s, equate it to 0, find the roots, substitute those roots in the formula for k. If it is positive real means that will form breakaway. If it is negative real means it will not form part of breakaway. Okay, like that you solve and tell me what is the breakaway point. Already it is there in the graph sheet also. What is the breakaway point that you are having by this? Come on, that is displayed in the graph, no?
And minus
Minus 0.4.
Yes, if you solve this way, the breakaway point is minus 0.45. Okay, this point. Let me zoom in a little bit. Then next step after breakaway is you need to find out the angle of departure, angle of arrival. So here you are having complex 0 or complex pole. This is your breakaway minus 4.45. Okay, in this point only the root locus branch will be breaking away. Okay, one will be starting over here. From this pole, it will travel and it will break away here. Okay, alright. The other one will be traveling from this pole, it will break away at the same point and it will travel here. Okay. And it is going to terminate at finite 0 or infinite 0? Finite 0 or infinite 0? Where is that 0?
Finite pole.
Where is the 0 located? This is your 0. At that point only it will travel and it will end. But you need to have that angle marked. That angle is called as what angle?
angle of arrival.
Angle of arrival. Complex pole means angle of departure. But complex 0 means angle of arrival only. So how will you calculate it? That angle is given to be 77.8 positive value. So how will you determine that? You know the
180 minus
procedure
summation
now.
n minus summation m.
Yes, you have to draw the vector from the other poles. Like this you have to draw the vector. And then you have to mark the angle. Theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. There are no other zeros. So the formula is 180 minus 0. Sorry, one more 0 is there. No, it's opposite side. The angle is 90 degree, isn't it? One more here. This angle is 90 degree. Okay. So theta 4, let it be. Okay, theta 4 is 90 degree. So here you will be having theta 4 plus theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. That is your angle of arrival or departure? Arrival. Okay.
ma'am.
Just find it and tell me what is answer. Use protractor for finding out theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. Theta 4 is 90. That angle will be what? Already it is indicated in the graph sheet. That is equivalent to 70. If you solve this way, shall I clear the page? Have you understood how I am going to determine the angle of arrival? Just some vector, straight line I have to draw from other poles and other zeros to that particular point. Okay. If it is angle of departure means the angle will be 180 minus sum of angles of vectors drawn from other open loop poles plus sum of angles of vectors drawn from other zeros. Okay. It will reverse for angle of arrival, that's all. 180 minus sum of angles of vectors drawn from other open loop zeros now plus sum of angles of vectors drawn from other open loop poles. Okay, that way you will find out the angle. Angle of arrival here is, you can see for yourself, that angle is how much? Let it zoom in. That angle will be how much? Around approximately what value?
77.5.
77.5. If you calculate that by using that formula, you will get that 77. You have to mark that angle. Here you have to take the reference. From the reference you have to mark 77 because angle is positive. Okay, to that only this root locus branch will terminate. This is finite zero.
No, next class is going
Terminate.
Please take that.
It is not at 10:40 and you are telling, okay, exactly 10:40. Okay, this is the last problem that I am solving in root locus. If you want me to close class at the correct time, people should be present at the start time also, no? Otherwise you have no voice in saying that I am late for the next class. I am waiting for you people 10 minutes. Why can't you come in early so that I will be able to leave you early?
Am I joined 5 minutes before?
What's sorry?
Am I joined at near about 8:55? You are telling.
8:55 you are not there. Okay, only I think 2 people were there. I am here for 15 minutes early. Okay. So this is how you have to find. Okay. Here there is no possibility of crossing point and all, I think so. Always remember these root locus branches will be symmetrical about the real axis. Okay. If possible, one more problem I will solve in next class, or otherwise I will close off root locus with this problem. I have to teach you what will happen if you are having addition of pole, addition of 0 to the root locus, then addition of extra order, addition of extra type, all these things. With this, that unit will be over. Okay. I am hoping all understood. Finally, you people should summarize what are the various steps. What are the various steps? Just tell me the steps topic alone. First step. What is the first step?
Identifying zeros and poles.
Yes.
Enough?
From the polynomials.
Yes, yes.
Okay, tell me what is the first step?
Recognizing poles and zeros from polynomials. First step.
And then you have to locate them. Second step,
Locate them.
others should also give me answer. What is the second step?
Draw the root locus on real axis.
Okay, third step.
And centroid and asymptote.
Centroid and angle of asymptotes. Fourth step.
Break away and break on.
Break
Break
in
away
and
and break in. Fifth step. Angle of.
Angle of departure and angle of arrival.
Arrival or departure.
Then last step.
To find the imaginary axis.
Yeah, find the crossing point on imaginary axis and the
Crossing point.
limit of k. Okay, with this we will close class today. Only if there is time I will do one more problem. At least by that time, if you are well understanding, then good for you and for me as well. Okay, all understood. The answer should come from your side. All of you at that time. Yes or no?
Yes,
What about the rest? With
Yes,
that we
ma'am.
will close class. On others too. Just I want to know that you people understood. That's all I wanted to know from my side. What Chandan? What Mujaffar? Tirumalai Vasundeva and all understood, huh? Jay sir joined at the last minute today. Did you understand anything?
Yes, ma'am. At last I am.
Virendra, Vivek, Tirumalai Vasundeva and all had no answer. Okay, I'm hoping that all understood. Let's close class now. All can discuss. You people try to work it out in the graph sheet. This is a 16-mark problem.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.